Frank Skinner is an English writer, comedian, TV and radio presenter, and actor. Early life: Skinner was born in West Bromwich, Staffordshire, and grew up in a council house in neighbouring Oldbury. He was the youngest of 4 children born to former semi-professional footballer John Collins and his wife Doris. He has 2 older brothers, Keith and Terence, and an older sister, Nora. His father, who was born in West Cornforth, County Durham, played for Spennymoor United before the Second World War, and met his mother in a local pub after Spennymoor had played West Bromwich Albion in an FA Cup game in 1937. Skinner attended Moat Farm Infant School from 1961 to 1964, St Hubert's Roman Catholic Junior School from 1964 to 1968, and then Oldbury Technical Secondary School from 1968 to 1973. He passed 2 O-levels in summer 1973 and took A-levels in English Language and Art, along with several O-level resits, at Oldbury Technical School 6th form. He subsequently took 4 A-levels at Whalley College of Technology and graduated from Birmingham Polytechnic in 1981 with a degree in English. This was followed by a master's degree in English literature at the University of Warwick in Coventry the following year. Despite his given first name, his parents called him Graham. All his friends referred to him, and still do, as Chris. Skinner once explained that whenever someone called at his house to ask if Chris was there, his mother would say yes, only to then turn around and shout for Graham. He took on the stage name Frank Skinner when the Actors Union Equity told him there was already someone called Chris Collins on their books. He took the name from a member of his late father's Dominoes team. Career: after graduating, he spent 3.5 years on unemployment benefit before finding work as a lecturer in English at Halesowen College. In 1987 he decided to give stand-up comedy a try on the side. Skinner performed his first stand-up gig in 1987 and made his television debut a year later. In 1990 he co-wrote and starred in the comedy variety show Packet of 3 on Channel 4 but continued to see his reputation as a stand-up grow. Before becoming a full-time performer in 1989, he suffered a bout of influenza in September 1986 that made him give up drinking, and he remains a high-profile recovering alcoholic. Skinner won the 1991 Perrier Award at the Edinburgh Fringe, beating Jack Dee and Eddie Izzard. He has worked with David Baddiel, notably on the popular late-night entertainment show Fantasy Football League, from 1994 to Euro 2004, and on Baddiel and Skinner Unplanned from 2000 to 2005. The duo also co-wrote and performed the football song 3 Lions with the Lightning Seeds and the England national football team for Euro '96, and re-released it for the 1998 World Cup. The song reached number 1 in the UK charts both times. In 2001, he released his autobiography Frank Skinner by Frank Skinner, which became a bestseller. The accompanying TV show, Frank Skinner on Frank Skinner, in which Skinner showed where he lived as a child and interviews with Skinner, his friends and family members, was recorded and shown on ITV in 2001. In 1998, he took part in a documentary entitled A Little Bit of Elvis. He paid over £11,000 at auction for a shirt which he believed was worn by Elvis Presley at his famous 1956 Tupelo concert. Skinner visited the USA to find out if the shirt was the genuine article. After a slightly awkward conversation with Dave Hbler, Presley's bodyguard, it appeared the shirt did once belong to Presley, but it was not worn at the concert. Skinner had been a fan of Elvis as a child and used to buy Elvis monthly. From 1995 to 1998, Skinner had his own chat show on BBC One, which ended when the BBC refused to meet pay demands of a reported £20 million. After a short break, the show found a new home at ITV in 1999, where it ran until late 2005. He has appeared in a number of self-written sitcoms, including Blue Heaven and Shane. In 2000, he starred as Buttons in the ITV Panto adaptation of Cinderella. In 2003, he was listed in The Observer as one of the 50 funniest acts in British comedy. In 2005, Skinner announced he was going to leave behind his television work in favour of returning to the stand-up comedy circuit. A second series of Shane had been made, but never shown. In February 2006, he received an honorary degree from the University of Central England. Skinner and David Baddiel covered the 2006 FIFA World Cup by podcast for The Times. The podcasts received a nomination for the 2007 Sony Radio Academy Awards. In 2007, he performed a new live stand-up tour, his first for 10 years, starting at a warm-up gig at the Swindon Arts Centre, continuing through to the Edinburgh Festival for 2 weeks at the Pleasance, the venue where he won the Perrier Award, and a 69-date national tour including 3 sold-out homecoming performances at the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham in the autumn. In November 2008, and in the light of senior broadcasting figures such as ITV boss Michael Grade and Sir Terry Wogan calling for TV to clean up its act regarding use of swear words, Skinner decided to experiment with removing swear words altogether from his stand-up live act, although stated that it would be a shame if clever swearing was lost. He also stood in for an ill Paul Merton as a team captain on November 21 edition of Have I Got News For You? From March 2009, Skinner started to present the Saturday morning breakfast show on Absolute Radio with his co-hosts Emily Dean and Gareth Richards. The show is produced by Avalon Television. After an initial 12-week stint proved very popular with the listeners, Skinner's contract was extended until summer 2010. Skinner plays the banjo ukulele, and in 2010, he contributed ukulele parts to a song by Fairport Convention called Ukulele Central, which featured on their album Festival Bell. A great admirer of George Formby, he hosted a BBC 4 TV documentary, Frank Skinner on George Formby, which aired on October 27, 2011. In 2011, he wrote and performed a Radio 4 comedy series, Don't Start With Catherine Parkinson. Each episode was based around an argument between Skinner's character Neil and his girlfriend Kim. Skinner said that each episode was only 15 minutes long as it was too intense to be any longer. Don't Start returned for a second series in 2012. Since January 2012, Skinner has been host of BBC show Room 101. Since August 2013, Frank has been a team captain on the BBC comedy show I Love My Country. In November 2013, Skinner appeared in the one-off Doctor Who 50th anniversary comedy homage The Five-ish Doctors reboot. He then got a part starring in the episode Mummy on the Orient Express, alongside 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. Personal life: Skinner and his longtime girlfriend, Kath Mason, have a son named Buzz Cody. Skinner is a practicing Roman Catholic. He is a lifelong supporter of West Bromwich Albion FC, and regularly attends games. He is a supporter of the Labour Party. He was a victim of the credit crunch in the late 2000s after investing in AIG, losing millions of pounds as a result. Skinner has said that he would like to die whilst performing. Publications, books. In October 2001, Skinner's autobiography, Frank Skinner by Frank Skinner, was published. In August 2009, he released a book centered on his comedy career, Frank Skinner on the Road, Love, Stand-Up Comedy and the Queen of the Night. In September 2011, The Collected Wisdom of Frank Skinner. Dispatches from the Sofa was published. It consists of his weekly columns for The Times, written from 2009-11. Stand-up VHS and DVDs, Live at the Apollo, Live at the Palladium, Live in Birmingham, Baddiel and Skinner Unplanned, Live from London's West End, Stand Up. Live from Birmingham's National Indoor Arena, Live, Man in a Suit, References. External links, official website, audio and transcript of conversation with Anglican Archbishop of Canterbury Rowan Williams, Frank Skinner at the Internet Movie Database.